Morning, church. I was just reflecting on something I shared last year. It was a devotion in December, on Christmas Eve actually, last year. And the reason I was reflecting on it is because it's about Joseph, and he's a really admirable guy. We don't hear much of him in the Bible, but what we do hear is kind of how his life was disrupted at times, massively so, and how he just did what God said time and time again in those early chapters of Matthew. Really, a real character of faith, although, as I said, not mentioned much. But I shared last December the fact that he was told he was going to have a son and told to move and go here and there, and it was just his response of faith, which was really commendable, and how he just accepted these things that he'd not planned on his life. I'm sure he planned for just a quiet life, marrying Mary, settling down, but it didn't quite work out like that, and God required of him to trust. He required him to trust God. The reason I reflected on this and sharing this is because a couple of weeks ago we welcomed our fourth son into the world, Tyson. We're kind of besotted with him. The other kids are just showing him so much affection and cuddles. But it was the day after I shared that devotion last year that Jen came to me and told us we're going to have another kid. And by no means do I want to equate my life to Joseph's and his situation to our situation, because it was so far removed from Joseph's amazing kind of life what was about to happen for him. But what it did require was faith. It was kind of a shock to us, and after going through bringing up 3 kids who are all a little bit older now and pretty much quite independent, it was a little bit of a shock, and it required faith. And the reason that I say that is there are many things in life that come into our life that maybe a surprise, may not be completely as we would plan things, but require faith and require us to trust God and to acknowledge that He has us and He has our lives, and He knows our lives really well, and He wants us to trust. He's desperate for us to trust Him. We've been studying David in 1 Samuel on a Wednesday night, and his life was one step of faith after another, one reason to trust God after another. Things were not going as he would expect, but he was a man who would follow God's heart, a man after God's heart, and a man who would trust God, whatever life would bring his way. Just reminded of 2 verses this morning I'm going to read now, which I hope are encouraging. Isaiah 55, verse 8 and 9, we know them really well. It says, "For my thoughts are not your thoughts, neither are your ways my ways, declares the Lord. For as the heavens are higher than the earth, so are my ways higher than yours, your ways, and my thoughts than your thoughts." Just this encouragement from God that us people on the earth, on the ground, we often like to plan our ways. We often like to think we've got a grasp on our ways. But God is ultimately in control, and God's ways are so much far beyond any human thinking and understanding. And we also have to trust that His ways are good. And I want this just to be an encouragement, really, that whatever your situation now, and I know that there are many people going through really tough situations, God has a plan, and God is asking us to trust each and every day, to trust Him, to commit our ways to Him, because He is the one whose thoughts and ways are way higher than what we would plan or we would expect, and He wants us just to let Him have His way and to trust Him. So I pray that would be an encouragement to you. I pray that we would bring our cares, our troubles, our petitions to Him in prayer. He loves us to come to Him and bring those things to Him, and He loves us just to say, God, you have your way. So I hope you have a lovely day today. We'll be praying for you, and God bless. Bye-bye.